As I was preparing my meal for today, I just came to the realization that I've sort of fumbled up my days. It actually looks like today will be the last day of Ramadan, and I understand that there's an anticipation that the moon may be sighted tonight, and if it is sighted, that will make tomorrow Eid. Now, I know there's going to be celebration everywhere. I really look forward to Eid as well, and I enjoy the celebration itself. But, it's a sort of catch-22 because what happens is before Eid, during the Ramadan, one is so caught up in fasting and putting all your energy and your thought into performing the fast. The night when the moon is sighted, it's all confusion because you've got to get ready for Eid the next day, and there's it's a bit of pressure. So I know that in my mind, I just don't know, for some reason, I just thought we had a little bit more to go, even though looking back at some of the videos that I had done prior, it looked as if I was thinking that it's just 2 more days. I just don't know what happened in my head that I got so confused at the time. I'd like to think it's because I was really enjoying this health eating journey that I've been on. And for what it's worth, I really have enjoyed myself. I started at the very beginning of Ramadan. I embarked on this journey to try to eat more healthy, to make healthier choices of the meals that I take for both Iftar and Sahoor. And I tried to kind of introduce a green sort of journey where I wanted to incorporate green juices and green food into my full meal for both Iftar and for Sahoor throughout the whole course of Ramadan. And I think I've done a relatively good job. In fact, I think I've done a really good job because I don't feel as if I've been on any health journey. I just feel as if I've made choices to eat food that I really enjoy. I tried to limit all the choices that I made to low-fat food that I really, really enjoy. And I tell you, in my mind, I had so many different options. And I think, in a way, I almost want the Ramadan to continue because I still have many things that I want to cook. And, fine, Ramadan is coming to an end. I'm hoping that even after this Ramadan, I'll be able to incorporate some of these healthy habits that I think I've picked up during this one beautiful month. But, that remains to be seen. The jury, I think, is still out there on that. I mean, when you are on some sort of a health journey and when you are on a diet, sometimes at the time that you're doing it, you're kind of convinced that you can keep it up. But I don't know whether that will be realistic even after Ramadan. I'm going to do my best to do so. But even if I don't, I will try to watch what I eat, and I will try as best as I can to incorporate green juice in my daily or weekly or fortnightly. I think initially I said I was going to incorporate it daily or every other day. I'm not sure whether that will be realistic because during Ramadan, this period, of course, I'm able to have more control of what I do with my time. But in my normal life, I don't have that kind of control. I will not be able to really know how my schedule is or whether I'll be able to get the vegetables and the ingredients, the recipes that I need to make my green juices and then come and make it myself. Because what I've discovered is I prefer to make it myself as opposed to letting others make it or to buy it from somewhere else. So I don't know whether I'm going to have the time to really do that every single day or every other day. But I will try in some way or another to try to incorporate it regularly into my diet. I'll also try to cut back on the way I make normal food. I mean, I'm someone who likes to cook for myself. I prefer to cook when I do have the time to do so. And I'll see how I can make sure that I have more healthy cooking habits, such as using olive oil and taking out all the fats and trying not to overcook my vegetables when I'm making traditional African dishes, and trying not to take as much starch as I can, and trying to substitute some fattening carbohydrates for things such as quinoa, brown rice. And I say brown rice, that brings me to my choice for today. What I've actually made today, it looks quite like it's a lot. And when I was dishing it out on the plate, I just thought to myself, that really looks a lot. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to eat it all. What it is brown rice with tikka masala, lamb tikka masala. So I made this myself. Instead of using rice, I just got brown rice. And I'm not a big fan of brown rice. I don't like the texture of it. I always feel, no matter how well it's cooked, I always feel as if it's uncooked, as if it's still got a bit to go. I'm not a big fan of it. And I also find its taste to be rather bland. So even though I boiled this brown rice, what I did was I put some coconut milk in there as well. So as you can see, it's looking, using my fingers, as you can see, it's looking a bit sort of overcooked. I think I did overcook it, but what I did while I was overcooking it, I put in some coconut milk just to give it a little bit of a taste. I'm not sure that it will do so, because with brown rice, what I find, I've tried making like jollof rice with brown rice in the past, and what I find is that with brown rice, it doesn't really absorb much fluid. It doesn't absorb much liquid. So I don't know how that's going to turn out. So I made that with lamb tikka masala. I really wanted to have more lamb throughout the course of Ramadan. I absolutely love lamb. And I think if I had another, if we're still fasting tomorrow, I'll probably make something like lamb chops, remove all the fat, because I really, really love lamb, and have it maybe with some boiled potatoes, some Brussels sprouts or other vegetables, and some mint sauce. I mean, I just love that combination. But, you know, even if we don't fast tomorrow, if it's not Ramadan and it's Eid tomorrow, at least I've been able to make something with lamb. So this is lamb tikka masala. I'd actually wanted to make lamb korma. I just wanted to have Indian food today, and I wanted to make lamb korma, but unfortunately, when I started cooking, I realized that there were some ingredients for making the korma the way that I make it that I didn't have, so I just opted for going for lamb tikka masala. It's it's so very easy to make. I mean, I will put the recipe and the method of how I make my lamb korma and tikka masala either in the more info box down below, or I'll put the links to where my recipes and methods can be found in some of my other social media outlets and platforms. So this is what I'm going to have for iftar. So it's a lot, and I tell you, I'm sure I'm not going to be able to eat all of this. I really am. But, you know, I put it all in the plate, and, you know, it's just good for me to look at. So this is my iftar. And together with that, I think I've spoken in the past of my love for avocado. I absolutely adore avocado. And I've not had it for a while. I know I've been having it in salads or what have you, but I just miss having avocado on its own. At the beginning of Ramadan, I think I made guacamole, and I had some guacamole that I ate, ironically, with some naan bread. So it's the combination of avocado and my Indian food, and I've kind of replicated that again today. So I'm going to hopefully, I hope to enjoy this, to have this avocado on its own. And what I normally do is, of course, I cut it up into, I'm sure many of you out there know how to kind of cut up an avocado, but for those who don't know, what you do is there's a big ball or a big pip, but it's really a big ball right in the middle. So when you put a knife there, you just kind of put the knife through and run it through like this, and you're not going to be able to cut through the ball. And then when you do that, you just kind of twist the avocado around, and you're able to take the pip out, and you have the two halves of the avocado. So I normally do that. Then I put enough, you know, I sprinkle salt on top of both of them, and then I use a teaspoon to kind of scoop it out and eat it. I love eating it like this. I absolutely love it, and I'm not sure it's very popular with many of the people around me, because whenever I buy avocados, my family, they don't eat it, they just leave it. So I end up having either to eat it myself, or to make guacamole out of it, or make something else, make some sort of a recipe from it. And I am told that avocado is actually quite fattening. I'm not sure about that, but I think if you have it in small doses, like I usually do, I don't have it so much, I think it's all right. It'll be all right. And I know that avocado has a lot of benefits, beauty benefits. I'm not sure about the health in terms of weight, but for your skin, for your hair, for your nails. I do understand it's very good. And I know one of my sisters in the past has made masks, facial masks with avocado. She used to make facial beauty mask with some natural products, and she used to make it with like yogurt and egg, and well, I'm not sure about that. I'd rather stick to just eating it and putting it in my salad and just enjoying it. So that's what I'm going to have for my iftar, and together with that I'm having my green juice. So this green juice, it's just a very little bit of green juice. I didn't have enough ingredients to make as much as I wanted. So what this one is just a vegetable based one. And I'm glad I've done that. So if today is the last day of Ramadan, at least I know I've had one of the green juice recipes that I really like, because as those who have followed any of these videos, or those who know me know, I enjoy the vegetable based one a lot more than I do the fruit based or the fruit and vegetable mixed one. So this one is spinach, it's lettuce, it's cabbage, broccoli, it's celery and mint. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, and kale, of course, and kale. Kale, I think at some point, whenever I am in Nigeria, I think I have to adjust to making green juice without using kale. When I'm in the UK, kale is very much available. I'm able to find it anywhere I go, so I use that to make my green juice. Here in Nigeria, it's very rare to find kale. Sometimes you go to the farmer's market, you're able to get it. Sometimes you're not able to get it. So at times, I've actually had kale being bought for me. My daughter or someone that is in the UK will buy it for me that day, and then they'll give it to someone that's flying down. So I have it relatively fresh, maybe just 2 days fresh or something. So I don't know whether that is really very practical in terms of long-term use. I know I was able to manage that during this Ramadan because I was able to plan for that. But in terms of if I do end up staying, whenever I do come to Nigeria and I'm here for long periods, I think I will it's not probably going to be practical for me to have kale all the time in my green juice if I do keep up the practice of having green juice regularly. So I will practice with just other ingredients without using kale. And I think I forgot to say inside here I put some coriander and I put some parsley and a bit of mint in there as well. So I think it's quite a lot of ingredients, concentrated ingredients, but I didn't have much of it. So I'm not sure how that's going to taste. It's normally when I have those many ingredients, I do make a lot more. So I think I'm able to dilute it more. This one, it was a very little bit that I had left. So I kind of just put bits of it in the juicer and made that. So I hope I'll be able to kind of still enjoy that. So together with that, I've got beetroot juice. So, I mean, those who know that I love beetroot. So this is just pure beetroot. It's just pure beetroot. And that was just, I had a lot of beetroot, so I just juiced that. Put some liquid, some water in there. So that, just a little bit of water, because the beetroot had a lot of juice. It has a lot of fluid, not juice, a lot of fluid. So I was able to make that. The other thing that I had wanted to make, and I wanted to include in my diet and in my juices as well, I wasn't able to get it. They actually, ironically, were bringing it in today. I was thinking of having it for tomorrow for the very last day. So if we're not fasting tomorrow, it's not going to make its debut into my meal plan at all this year. And it's rhubarb. I absolutely love rhubarb, but it's almost impossible to get rhubarb here in Nigeria. I have in the past tried to plant rhubarb in my garden, and I don't know whether, well, it came out, but it just didn't come out in the same way that it does when I had it planted in my garden in the UK. In London, when I was growing up, we had a really beautiful big garden. My mum it was a big garden, but what my mum did was she kind of partitioned it and used half of it to kind of grow vegetables. And that was my first introduction of rhubarb. And since then, I've always loved it. I loved seeing them grow. I love picking them. I love harvesting them. I love the whole process of rhubarb. And I just love the taste of rhubarb. And I really hope that I really wanted to have rhubarb somewhere in my diet during this Ramadan. unfortunately, I wasn't able to get rhubarb. They're just bringing it today, so it probably is going to be late. I have not prepared anything for Sahoor, just in case it is going to be the last day of Ramadan, and there's going to be a sighting of the moon, and tomorrow is going to be the Eid. If that is so, there will be no need for Sahoor at all. But if they don't sight the moon today, and there's going to be Sahoor, I'll probably end up making some sort of fruit salad, or just an ordinary salad, and maybe just a sandwich or something, and I'll just do an extra, just short video to follow this to show what I am going to have. I don't know whether I'll have an opportunity to do a quick video tomorrow to film, to video what I'll be eating for Eid, if it is Eid tomorrow, because I don't know. I just don't know. It's going to be a very, very dodgy day for me tomorrow, because tonight, if we do sight the moon, we're going to have to stay up and kind of do a lot of preparation for tomorrow, or trying to oversee the preparations for tomorrow. And then tomorrow, I do not know what it's going to be. Probably going to have a barbecue with the family, or probably going to